special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Knicks. John Henson's checked in for Lopez. Porzingis comes in for Smith. Lance Stephenson's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And Freak subbed in for Grant. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Vucevic. Fournier comes in for Aaron Gordon. Hezonja, he's checked in for Oladipo. And it's Watson in for Elfrid Payton. On the court for Orlando, we've got Evan Fournier. Hezonja's out there with Watson. Then there's Harris. And it's Dedmon in at the 5. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. The head coach for Orlando gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. If there's an area that he feels they've got to overcome offensively, he said it's probably the shot blocking they'll face inside. The key, he said, is playing unselfishly. We have to make the extra pass to punish them for rotating. Guys, they have to remain aggressive and continue to attack. Back to you.
Thank you, Doris, and quite a focus for the game here early on, and an important one too, guys.
Yeah, I mean, up against this team, finding ways to crack their defensive shell is always going to be the #1 challenge.
And I would say it would be the #2 and #3 challenges as well, guys.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
And Fournier kicks to Harris. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Orlando shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. That's good from Harris. Derek Williams checked in for the Knicks. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Here's Freak. Over in the corner, Williams. Passes to Porzingis. He dishes it to Freak. 5 on the clock. That drops.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
And Hezonja gets it to go.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
There's 39 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Freak passes to Henson. On the wing, Williams. Back to Henson. Some nice passing by New York here. Williams a screen. Freak dishes to Henson. Fades. And an air ball on that one. Way off. Here's Hezonja. He's guarded by Williams. Wide open look. Hezonja's shot is off.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Let's take a moment to hear a little bit from Josh Smith about his development throughout his NBA career.
You know, coming in at 18, you know, really inexperienced, not knowing what this league was about. And I went through so many stages. I've grown tremendously over my career.
You kind of hear that growth in his voice, don't you think? And it's interesting to hear Josh Smith talking about getting introspective about himself and his game at this point of his career.
You know, that's a great point there, Kevin. I mean, like he says, he really has grown tremendously as a player, as a teammate, as a man, and just as an adult person in society. And he's become a real credit to our game.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Knicks so far, what do you guys think?
You know, you can tell right now this team's on the same page. They are right where they want to be offensively.
Well, finding scores on time and on target with your passes, it makes scoring the ball easy for them.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for Orlando, Gordon and Vucevic together in the post. The backcourt is Payton and Oladipo. And it's Hezonja in at the 3.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
Boy, terrific play there. I thought even with all the...
And the new group in for the Knicks. Henson's checked in for Lopez. Porzingis comes in for Josh Smith. Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson. And Freak subbed in for Grant. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Aaron Gordon. Harris comes in for Hizania. Evan Fournier's checked in for Oladipo. And it's Watson in for Baker. And a look at the top three-point shooting small forwards this season in the NBA. Every wingman should have that shot in his arsenal, and these guys certainly do. Number 1, Carmelo Anthony.
I mean, his range is about as long as it gets. I mean, you'd better have someone on him as soon as he crosses half court, or he just might drop a bomb on you.
You got to keep his airspace limited, right up in it. There have been a lot of great bombers at small forward over the years, and with that percentage of his, he's right up there with them.
For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to Detroit.
Yeah, it's just hard to make up when you have an inability to make free throws consistently, and that's why they ended up losing.
Yes, sir. I think some doubt started to creep in when they kept missing those foul shots. I mean, you could see them start to shy away from wanting to even go to the line.
And that one's good. Freak.
Kevin, gorgeous fadeaway there. I mean, that's one way to beat some tight defense.
Watson kicks to Harris. The dish to Watson. Picked by Vucevic. Here's Watson. Here's the screen. Anthony against Harris. Tries it from the top of the key. Another miss by Orlando. Knicks trail by 4. Outside Anthony. Freak passes to Aflalo. Here's Porzingis. Vucevic defending. Outside Anthony. It's hauled in by the Magic. A tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Get plagued by foul trouble throughout in that game. I think it just forced them into some rotations that they weren't comfortable with.
Yeah, and you know, the frustrating part, guys, is that's something that can be avoided. You know, you can correct that, but you've got to move your feet and keep your hands to yourself. You've got to show some discipline.
The Knicks making a switch here. Williams is checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them. There's 25 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Now the feed to Henson. And it's good off the glass. Henson's got 6 points.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Here's Vucevic. It's good, and Watson picking up the assist. Vucevic has got the lead back up to 6 now for the Magic. And so that's the end of the first.
Josh, what do you need to do in the second half as a team to come away with this win tonight?
First 5 minutes is going to be big for us. We got to go out with the same intensity and energy that we did in the second quarter. We got to withstand it for 2 more quarters and hopefully come out with a win.
Josh, thanks for the time. Good luck in the second half. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Hey guys, some keys to talk about from what I've seen so far. This is a tight ball game, but remember, this is our house. First thing, let's go easy on the three-point attempts. We've been cold and it's not doing us any good to keep taking a shot that we can't hit. The guys I will give credit to are the guys who came off the bench and gave us the scoring pop we needed. I'll tell you what we're gonna use now, the pick and roll. Let's get that play running and run it until they prove they can stop it. That's it for now, guys. Let's go get that W.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
Really an extraordinary game for Harris. He has 8 points.
So New York ends up going with the new group. Orlando also making some changes. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Vucevic. Hezonja comes in for Tobias Harris. And it's Watson in for Elfrid Payton. Freak, he's in at the point. Derek Williams is out there with Porzingis. Then it's John Henson, and it's Stevenson in at the 2. That's the 5 for New York right now. Fires the 3, and that one's good. Stevenson's got 8.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
Off the pick, and the basket good.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Move the ball, stick it too much.
Pass to Henson, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
Beautiful play by Lance Stevenson. He's as gifted a passer as we have in the league.
Orlando leading by 5. Oladipo outside. He's looking for Gordon and finds him. Goes back up. And Oladipo with the lay-in. Good. Oladipo's got 4 this quarter.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Williams dishes to Henson. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Magic.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And now let's